Zendaya, the youngest and most successful reporter at the New York Times, woke up one morning to find herself in a small, unfamiliar town. Her head throbbed, and her memories were a blur. She had no phone, no wallet, and no idea how she had ended up there. The only thing she was certain of was that this town was hiding something big. The townspeople didn't recognize her, but she felt an eerie familiarity, as if she had stumbled upon a place where secrets were buried deep. How did Zendaya end up in this town? And what was the secret that could change her career or her life? The morning sun filtered through the dusty windows of the small motel room where Zendaya had woken up. The room was sparse, with peeling wallpaper and a faint smell of mildew. She glanced at the mirror, her reflection staring back at her, a young woman with sharp features and a determined gaze, but no memory of who she was or how she had gotten there. The only clue was a crumpled piece of paper in her pocket with the words, "Find the truth," scrawled in messy handwriting. As she stepped outside, the town seemed frozen in time. Quaint houses lined the streets, and the air was filled with the distant hum of cicadas. But beneath the surface, there was an undercurrent of tension. The townspeople glanced at her with wary eyes, as if they knew something she didn't. Zendaya's instincts as a journalist kicked in. She needed answers. Her first encounter was with the town's mayor, a middle-aged man named Harold Grayson. He was standing outside the town hall, talking to a group of locals. When he saw Zendaya, his face paled. "What? What are you doing here?" he stammered, his voice trembling. Zendaya's suspicion grew. Did he know her? Or was he afraid of what she might uncover? Before she could respond, a woman approached her. She was in her late 30s, with fiery red hair and a no-nonsense demeanor. "You look lost," the woman said, extending her hand. "I'm Clara Bennett. I run the local newspaper, the Willow Creek Gazette. If you're looking for answers, I might be able to help." Clara became Zendaya's first ally in the town. Over coffee at a small diner, Clara revealed that Willow Creek had a dark past. "Things here aren't what they seem," Clara said, lowering her voice. "There's a reason people don't talk about what happened 10 years ago. If you're digging for the truth, you need to be careful." Zendaya's curiosity was piqued. She spent the next few days piecing together fragments of information. At the town's library, she discovered an old newspaper article about a scandal involving a local politician. The article was vague, but it mentioned corruption, embezzlement, and a cover-up that had shaken the town to its core. Zendaya knew she was onto something. As she delved deeper, she met other key figures in the town. There was Marcus Trent, a reclusive historian who had spent years documenting Willow Creek's past. Marcus was hesitant to talk at first, but Zendaya's persistence paid off. "The truth is buried," Marcus said cryptically, "but if you're brave enough to dig, you'll find it." Then there was Evelyn Hart, the town's elderly librarian who had lived in Willow Creek her entire life. Evelyn was a wealth of information, but she spoke in riddles. "The past has a way of catching up with us," she told Zendaya. "Sometimes the truth is too dangerous to reveal." Zendaya's investigation led her to an abandoned factory on the outskirts of town. The factory had been shut down years ago, but there were rumors that it was still being used for secret meetings. One night, Zendaya decided to investigate. She hid in the shadows as a group of people gathered inside. Among them was Mayor Grayson, Clara Bennett, and a man she didn't recognize. A tall, imposing figure with a scar running down his cheek. The man, who introduced himself as Victor Kane, was clearly in charge. "We can't let her find out," Victor said, his voice cold and commanding. "If she exposes the truth, it won't just ruin us, it'll destroy everything we've built." Zendaya's heart raced. She pulled out her phone and began recording the conversation. But as she shifted her weight, the floorboard beneath her creaked. The room fell silent, and all eyes turned toward her hiding spot. Before she could react, Victor's voice cut through the air. "Find her! Now!" Zendaya bolted, her mind racing as she navigated the maze of corridors. She could hear footsteps behind her, growing closer with every second. Just as she thought she was cornered, a hand grabbed her arm and pulled her into a hidden alcove. It was Marcus Trent. "This way," he whispered, leading her through a secret passage that exited the factory. Back at Marcus's cabin, Zendaya played the recording. The voices were clear, and the implications were damning. The group had been involved in a massive cover-up, hiding evidence of corruption, illegal activities, and even a murder that had taken place years ago. Zendaya knew she had to expose the truth, but doing so would come with great risks. With Marcus's help, Zendaya compiled the evidence and sent it to Clara Bennett at the Willow Creek Gazette. The next morning, the town was in an uproar. The front-page headline read, "Decade-long cover-up exposed. Mayor Grayson and associates implicated in corruption scandal." The article detailed everything Zendaya had uncovered, from the embezzlement of public funds to the murder of a local whistleblower. The fallout was immediate. Mayor Grayson resigned, Victor Kane was arrested, and the town began to reckon with its dark past. Zendaya's story made national headlines, and she was hailed as a hero. But for Zendaya, the victory was bittersweet. She had regained fragments of her memory, enough to know that she had been lured to Willow Creek as part of a larger conspiracy to silence her. Someone had wanted her out of the way, but they had underestimated her. When Zendaya returned to New York, she was a changed person. The experience had deepened her understanding of journalism's power and responsibility. She decided to use her platform to expose not just individual scandals, but the systemic issues that allowed corruption to thrive. Her new series, The True Face of the Media, became a groundbreaking investigation into the intersection of power, politics, and journalism. The series was a massive success, earning Zendaya numerous awards and accolades. But more importantly, it sparked a national conversation about accountability and transparency. Zendaya had found her purpose, not just as a reporter, but as a voice for the voiceless. In the end, Zendaya's journey to Willow Creek had been more than a quest for the truth. It had been a journey of self-discovery, a reminder of why she had become a journalist in the first place. And as she stood on the stage accepting her latest award, she knew that her fight was far from over. The truth was out there, waiting to be uncovered, and Zendaya was ready to find it. Zendaya's time in Willow Creek had been a turning point in her life and career. She had not only uncovered a dark secret, but had also rediscovered her own purpose. Now, as one of the most respected journalists in the country, she continued to fight for the truth, using her voice to shine a light on the shadows of society. Her journey had made her not just a successful reporter, but a beacon of hope for those who believed in the power of the press. And as she looked toward the future, Zendaya knew that her work was far from done. The truth was out there, and she would never stop searching for it. This brings us to the end of this story. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you did, don't hesitate to like the video and share it with your friends too. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell for more fascinating stories. Have a nice day.